Bulls Postgame Live, presented to you by Toyota. We are live here at our United Center studios. Jason Goff, a 15-year NBA veteran, fifth pick in the 1990 NBA draft, none other than Kendall Gill. KG, whew, found out what those Cavaliers were about in the second half.
Turned it on.
Bulls lose 139-117 after leading by 1 point at halftime. Kenny Atkinson probably had a conversation with the boys and said, hey, got to keep this 10-game winning streak going. They raised that mark to 11. The Bulls have now lost 9 of their last 11. This is just a tough team, and like you mentioned, one of the Eastern Conference favorites.
Yeah, it turned it on in the second half, specifically from the three-point arc, going 17 of 48 for the game. That's where they really separated themselves in the second half. They started knocking down three-point shots. Also, Donovan Mitchell finishing up with 28 points, turned it on in the second half, as well as Darius Garland and all those guys. And that's the sign of a very good team. Got to straighten out my collar here. You got to let me know when my collar's out of place.
My bad. My fault.
You got to let me know.
I was just firmly entrenched in the
Yeah, but I just looked at the monitor and saw it. But now let's get back on.
First look here on Bulls Postgame Live.
But the Cleveland Cavaliers reminded me, and I say this all the time, about those championship teams that will let you play along for a while, but then when they get tired of you, they can push on the gas and put you away. That's what we saw tonight, specifically in the fourth quarter with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, a team that is not only experienced now, but deep, and they don't even have Evan Mobley.
Yeah.
Right? So this is one of the better defenders in the game
that's
not out there as well. But, you know, Max Strus, we're familiar with him. I mean, he hit a bunch of shots out there.
He did.
Darius Garland, as you mentioned, had a fine game. But let's stick to the Bulls side of things here in the outset of our post-game show. Coby White tonight. We knew with no Ayo, no Josh Giddey, there was going to be shots out there to be had, and somebody's going to have to knock them down. Coby tonight, not as much of a marksman as he would have hoped he was from the three-point arc, only going 3 for 12. Yeah. Had 25 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, was a big part of the reason why they were ahead in the first half. Second half, they made their adjustments, and it seemed a little tougher to get shots off.
Yeah, I mean, and that seems to be the narrative with Coby now. Okay, we'll let him get his points early, but much like in the previous game, they made the adjustment to him, and you know that's why he wasn't able to score as much in the second half. But you know, I felt that the other guys still picked it up. Look, I felt that the Bulls played a good game. You know, you look at the assists; they had 34 assists, took care of the basketball, only had 7 turnovers, 68 points in the paint. Normally, if you get those type of numbers, you win. It's just that we played the best team in the Eastern Conference tonight.
Taylor Horton-Tucker. It's a guy who was a part of the rotation early on in the season.
Yeah.
Lost his spot as things were trying to be figured out by Billy Donovan in his rotation. Now he gets back into the rotation. Tonight, he had 14 points in the first half, finished up with 22 overall, 9 of 18 from the field. A capable NBA player, you know, proving his worth.
Yeah, season high, 22 points, and, you know, proving once again that if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And, you know, he proved that tonight. I just thought that he looked like he was in mid-season form, which we are, you know, a little bit past mid-season, but he looks like he has been playing and getting consistent minutes all season long. Has not missed a beat. Loved his cadence, loved his tempo. Everything was right tonight for Taylor Horton-Tucker.
Speaking of tempo, a guy who's running the floor, guy who's defending with a little bit more agility than we're used to seeing at that center spot. Zach Collins is a different athlete than 𝗵𝗍 𝗍𝗶, so he provides different things. He goes 10 for 16 from the field tonight, 20 points, 12 rebounds, had 2 assists, had 3 steals, played an all-around game this season.
Double-double machine. You see right out there, he's guarding a guard out there, okay, and changing the shot, getting out on the fast break. Look at him running here. And we always talk about this. Rim run, big man, rim run. You pick up 3 points, just like you see him doing right there. And now, stepping out beyond the 3, giving a pump fake. Oh!
It's nice.
I didn't know he had that in his game.
It's nice.
But look, he may be a hidden gem. Okay, some guys get lost in the sauce sometimes early in their career, but then they go to a different location, and now they're able to show their game. So, Zach Collins, wonderful game tonight. Love what he's done, you know, in his tenure here with the Bulls.
Quite the find so far. Speaking of quite the find, Modest Buzelis, more modest minutes, free modest, whatever you want to put out there. Modest Buzelis is in a prime position to not only earn experience, but grow his confidence even more than we know it already is. He finished tonight with 17 points, 7 of 17 from the field, 1 for 6 7 from the 3. He was letting that thing fly tonight.
That's what he has to do. We're trying to develop 𝗵𝗶. I think that he is the future of this franchise. You look at all of these moves that he's developing. He didn't do this earlier in the season, but now, you know, stepping out beyond the three-point arc, knocking down the 3, also adding 7 rebounds, a couple of assists, just doing everything, man. Look at that athleticism. 6'10", you guys, and he's just in his first year.
I like him a lot.
Oh, I like him. I like him more than a lot.
Hey, Orlando's got a guy by the name of Franz Wagner, who is an all-star and a max player. I think 𝗵𝗶 can be better than Franz Wagner, and that's saying something.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, he's a really, really good player. Of course, we'll be watching him over the next, few weeks as this season winds down. It's a shift in focus in terms of development and evaluation, and 𝗵𝗶 is right in the crosshairs of both those things in development and evaluation. Unfortunately, Bulls lose tonight, 139-117 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got a lot more for you here on Bulls Postgame Live, presented to you by Toyota. You're watching Chicago Sports Network.